good, squad? It's the big homie SB23 back at you with some more words of wisdom. Today we're going to talk about eyes are the windows to the soul. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, SB23 on YouTube, Chosen123 on YouTube. Those are both my channels. You'll get these gems on both channels. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for stopping by, hanging out with me, soaking up the knowledge, spreading it to whoever might need it. I'm hoping that you're having a good day, and I'm sending love out your way. So, eyes are the windows to the soul. And this is true on so many levels. You can look at somebody in their eyes if y'all hold contact for a long enough, eye contact for a long enough period of time, and you can see into their soul if you know what to look for. You know what I'm saying? If you know how to read energy and pick up on energy, you can do this. It's a good way to tell if somebody's being honest with you or if they're being dishonest with you. It's a good way to tell if somebody has attraction with you or they're not attracted to you. It's a good way to read somebody's energy to see how they may be feeling in a situation. It's a good way to tell if somebody has confidence or low self-esteem. There's so many things that you can tell just from eye contact alone that will help you in your life to navigate through situations if you know how to read energy, like I said. So for me, eye contact is a big thing because I was taught early on at a young age about a lot of these different gems that I give out to y'all, and I soaked them up, and eye contact was one of them, especially since for me, I'm a visual person. So even like the way that I learn is I learn visually. Like I'm not like I'm not a person who likes to read something. I like to actually physically do it and see it done, and that's how I learn quicker. Now obviously I can read very well, but that's not my particular way of learning. I like to learn visually. So for me, that's why I'm addicted to YouTube. I even said that I'm addicted to YouTube, and that's true, because on YouTube you can go on there and type in anything, and then it'll pop up, and it'll give you a visual representation of how to fix something, or whatever the case may be, whatever it is that you're looking up, cook something, you know, whatever it is that you need to do, draw, you know, create music, you know what I mean, whatever. There's all types of things that you can go on there and visually be shown how to do it, as opposed to picking up a book and seeing pictures but not really getting that visual like representation that you can soak up with your eyes. And I learn through vision. You know what I'm saying? Everything that I operate in starts with vision first for me. You know what I'm saying? That's just me in particular. You might be different out there, or however your process is, but I know for me personally, if I can see it, it's almost like if I can see it, I can do it. You know what I'm saying? If I can see it be done, I can do it pretty quickly. So I look at it as confirmation. Oh man, put on the music out there. I look at it as my way of kind of hacking the system. You know what I mean? I kind of got a little cheat code, because not only can I look at somebody and read their energy straight off of just their eyes, but I also can see like steps ahead into the future of what's going to happen before it happens, just by seeing the situation and then recognizing a pattern, and then applying that recognition to the situation to know the outcome that's going to come, you know, in the near future. And I do it all the time, and I've done it plenty of times, and I'm pretty accurate when it comes to that stuff. So again, eyes are the windows to the soul. You know what I'm saying? Even now, like even when I'm talking to you right now through this phone, even though we're not actually sitting in front of each other, the fact that when I'm looking around at my surroundings just to make sure everything is good, and that I'm cool, like I told y'all before in one of my other videos, when I'm looking off camera like that, it's just because of the way that I was brought up. Like I was brought up in an environment where you had to make sure your surroundings were good, because at any moment something can happen. So if you're not on point, then you can get got. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a person who always likes to be steps ahead. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always making sure that my surroundings are good so that I'm not going to get caught lacking. You know what I'm saying? Not that I even have those type of issues, but again, this is something that's ingrained in me. Like they say, you can take the man out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the man. And that's kind of the thing. It's like, yeah, I'm not in those same scenarios that I was in before, but that's instilled in me, even though, you know, I'm out of that space. You know what I'm saying? So, but what am I saying is, like, when I'm looking at y'all in the camera, it's a different vibe than when I'm looking off camera, because you feel more of a connection when I'm looking directly at the camera, because it feels like I'm looking at you when we're talking. So it feels like we're having a conversation, as opposed to when I divert my eyes out here and I'm looking at where I'm looking at. Because when I come back to the camera, it's like it feels like to you that I'm focusing on you, so you have my attention just like I have your attention. You know what I'm saying? So it feels like an actual conversation. So that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? When you are interested in somebody, well, let's just say, not even that yet. Let's just say, you know, with your family members and your friends, when you have conversations with them and you have direct eye contact, and during that conversation, it's going to, for them, feel like that you have, that they have your attention. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. You know, when they're doing that for you, it's going to feel like that you have their attention, and that y'all are both sharing this energetic moment and recognizing each other in the moment. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said before too, there's a good way to pick up on if somebody's being honest or dishonest. Because if somebody's being honest, 9 times out of 10 about whatever they're saying, they're gonna look you in the eyes when they say it, so that you know that they're being honest. But if they're not being honest, they're gonna divert their eyes, or they're gonna look down. Oftentimes they're gonna look downwards, and that'll be an indication to you that they don't actually mean what they say, or they're not being fully honest. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's not always the case. Again, if we're having a conversation and if I look up in the sky or something like that, I might be trying to think of whatever it is that I was trying to think of, because I might have lost my thought. You know what I'm saying? Or if I do divert my eyes over here or over there, it might just be, you know, because sometimes when you're holding contact like that, it could be a little awkward when it's super long. So all right, let me look over here and then come back to you, type thing, you know. So it makes it a more comfortable conversation, as opposed to me just and here with you the whole time, and we gotta lock eyes the whole time without diverting away. So but you got to pick up on the energy behind it though, and that's why I always say with this channel, it's energy that really determines it. So you'll be able to tell, like, if somebody is telling you something and they're looking you in your eyes when they tell you it, you'll be able to feel the energy of whether it's true or not. You'll feel it in your gut. And the same thing if they're being honest. You know, if they're not holding eye contact, then, you know, you might feel as though they're not being honest. Now, some people are just not confident, so they might be telling you the truth, but they don't have confidence, so they divert their eyes instead of looking at you. To whereas somebody who has confidence and is a confident person, they have no problem looking you directly in your eyes when they speak, because they have high self-esteem within themselves. So they're not like an introvert, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to expressing themselves in that manner. You know what I mean? And one of the biggest ways with eye contact is relationships. So let's say when you meet somebody, one of the tall tale signs that somebody's feeling you is if you see the person and y'all kind of lock eyes at the same time. Or maybe let's say you felt somebody was looking at you, like you can feel like, man, it feels like somebody looking at me. And then you look over and you find the person who's looking at you, and y'all lock eyes, and then y'all eyes don't divert for a little bit of time, and then maybe they might look away. If they hold the look with you, that's a tall tale sign that they're feeling you, and they might want you to approach, or they might be ready to make their approach, and they wanted to gauge where you were at with it before they made the approach. You know what I'm saying? So, but a good way to tell that is through the eyes, because you can make a contact with somebody through the eyes, and you don't have to say anything, because it's almost like you can read the other person's mind, but you're not really reading their mind. You're reading their energy and what they're speaking to you through the eyes. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way that a lot of relationships start, is off of eye contact first. You know what I'm saying? I made a song called Eyes that was talking about that whole scenario, about when you lock eyes with somebody and you're so enamored that it's almost like you have no choice but to go and speak to this person, or to approach them, or however the scenario ends up happening. It's almost like you have no choice, because when y'all locked eyes, it was like this unspoken thing that y'all connected on a level just off of the eyes alone, and it felt so deep and y'all both felt the chemistry, and it was like, okay, yeah, I felt that, you felt that, okay, cool, now we come together and figure out what we're gonna do from there. But the initial thing was the look that they gave you, or that you gave them, or that y'all gave each other, you know what I'm saying? And again, I made a whole song about that topic, and how deep it can be when you lock eyes with, especially if you locking eyes with somebody who you do end up like actually having a relationship with. That's even deeper, because once y'all do actually come together and then have y'all's time together, that adult time, if y'all lock eyes during that adult time together while y'all doing what y'all doing, that takes it to a whole totally different level, because now y'all have made a soul contract with each other on multiple levels, because it's physical, you're between body and body, and then it's spiritual because of the breath. Normally when you're with your partner, if you're doing it right, at some point y'all's breath will sync up, and you'll be breathing at the same time. So if you're doing it right, you'll be breathing at the same time. So now that's the spirit that y'all are mixing. And then when you lock eyes with them during that time, now you're mixing the souls together. So you basically become one, within that time. You know what I'm saying? And those are the people who stick with you, like, energetically. You know what I mean? Those are the ones who the essence usually stays with you, even if y'all aren't together anymore. There's always something about that person popping up because of how deeply y'all connected. You know what I'm saying? And then don't let it be to where it's like y'all actually have some good memories too outside of that. You know what I'm saying? Let's say, because we, in any relationship, there's gonna be down times. It's not all good, but I'm talking about, it wasn't really even that toxic or that bad. Yeah, y'all had some arguments or some misunderstandings, but really, like, if you really look at it over the whole, it wasn't nothing like any of the real toxic relationships that you had. When it comes to that, that's like a Bonnie and Clyde type thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you get that type of connection, that one is hard to shake, because you connected on so many different levels of energy. And again, when you lock souls, you create a soul contract, you know what I'm saying? And those are hard to break, you know what I mean? So that's why it's hard for, like, when you have somebody who you had children with, it's hard to break that soul contract, because y'all literally created life together. So in order to create that life together, y'all came together on a different level, you know what I'm saying? So it's the same even if you don't have kids, though, because you can have an even deeper bond with somebody who you didn't have kids with, as opposed to somebody who you did have kids with. It just depends on whatever type of scenario you were in that situation, you know what I mean? But and you got multiple people within your life who you've had that type of connection with, you know what I mean? And it'd be a little different for each one, but there's always those one or two that stand out above the rest, you know what I mean? And I firmly know and believe it's because of that soul contract. Again, it's about when you lock eyes like that and you connect on that level, you are literally connecting souls together. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's not easy to get away from that. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy to get away from that. Especially too, if you got the type of energy that's addictive. You know what I mean? If you got addicting energy, like, let's just say, like, you have energy that people love to be around, that's hard to get out of, you know what I'm saying? That's hard to get away from when you get used to being around it and then you're not around it anymore. That's hard to get away from. And there are things that you carry within yourself that, again, people can tap into as soon as they lock eyes with you. You know what I'm saying? As soon as they lock eyes with you. I was literally doing this. It's a perfect example. I was working Uber the other day. Young lady, hold on, y'all. Hello. I told you where I was. Bad, y'all. Yeah, but like I was saying, so I was like I said, I picked up this young lady, but she really wasn't young. She was just younger than me by a couple of years, and we were talking, and I'm an energy reader, so she was asking me questions, and I was answering the questions. I was like, yo, she got good energy. So I forgot what she asked me, but then I asked her a question, and then, oh no, that's what it was. She asked me something, and I was like, how old are you? I was like, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you? And she was like, take a guess. So then I was like, all right. So I was looking through my rear view mirror at her, and she sat up, and I looked at her eyes through the mirror, and we locked eyes, and you know, I said what my guess was, and then she told me what her age was, and then that was that, right? Like, I, you know, dropped her off, and you know, she went on about her way. But then, like, but I gave her my business card, because I usually give anybody, if I feel somebody has good energy, I give them my business card. I don't give my business card out to people who I don't think has a good vibe about them. You know what I'm saying? Because that's why. Let me get back to that. Yes, I'm an energy reader, so that was the point of this whole thing. I picked up that she had good energy when I was talking to her, but then when I looked her in her eyes, I really was able to pick up on that energy that I was feeling, and kind of look into her to see what it was. Now, granted, that was a brief, you know, interaction, but you'll be surprised by how, if you're really tapped in with the energy, how you can tell what's what in a short period of time, just by locking eyes with somebody and having a conversation and picking up on the energy that they're putting down. You know what I'm saying? So that was the point of that whole scenario. But yeah, we locked eyes. She looked in my eyes, I looked in her eyes. I guessed her age. I was off by like only a couple of years. You know, I'm 39, she was 35 or whatever. But so I was off. I actually thought she was younger. But yeah, she ended up texting me the next day or later that day. She ended up texting me, and I'm thinking she wants a ride, but she didn't want a ride. She just wanted to talk, I guess, and to you know, inquire with me a little bit more. So it's like that, literally. And again, that wasn't even like we were trying to have a conversation to like really be on that type time. But again, just by locking eyes with somebody, I always say, like, if I'm around a woman and they are feeling me in some sort of way and I know it, I already know. All I got to do is lock eyes with you, and once you lock eyes with me, you're in my world at that point. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is with a lot of people. Like, if you lock eyes with them for long enough, you know, they can catch you just off the eye contact alone, because it speaks volumes. You know, it speaks volumes that a lot of people don't understand. It shows confident. It shows how confident you are. It's a direct line to what type of energy you got, if you know what to look for. You know what I'm saying? It's so many things that you can decipher just from the eyes alone. It's a powerful tool if you know how to utilize it, and what to look for. You know what I mean? And again, it wasn't even on no type of time of me trying to pick this person up or them trying to pick me up. It was just off a general conversation about random stuff, music and whatever the case may be. But that split second of eye contact, you know what I'm saying? Or not a split second, but that little bit of eye contact definitely was a point to, you know, for her to then reach out afterwards. You know what I mean? So it's stuff like that. That's why, again, like I said, I made a song on it, because I know how powerful the eyes are and what can come from that. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just understanding that and taking that within your own life. You know, do with the information what you will. But that old saying that the eyes are the windows to the soul is highly accurate. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of those sayings that's passed down from the elders that I've soaked up throughout my life, and it comes in handy because it really is true. Like, you can kind of tell what people's intentions are through their eyes. You know, I've done it a multitude of times. You know, there's been times that people were around me and telling me BS, and I would know and not say nothing just because I'm already, for one, I'm already picking up on the energy. But then for two, it's like, again, I'm tuned in and tapped in to know what to look for when it comes to honesty and truth. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, somebody could be playing around in your energy and you allow it to happen though. Sometimes, and that's the funny thing, like sometimes people don't even realize that you're allowing that shit, that stuff to happen. I don't like cursing on my channel because I don't want to be demonetized. So I try not to curse. But it could have or you'll be allowing these people to play within your energy because you want to see how far they're gonna take it. You know what I mean? You want to see just how far they're willing to take the game plan. And then, you know, once you see, then you're like, all right, now I know how to handle the scenario. You know what I'm saying? So you do what you got to do from there. But again, you know, and that's another thing, like too, when somebody's doing stuff that they ain't supposed to be doing, like, and they know they're not gonna hold eye contact with you for too long. They're gonna avoid you on so many different levels, and the first sign is gonna be eye contact. I promise you. If you take these gems that I'll be putting out on this channel and apply it to your life, I promise you, you're gonna see results from it if you just take in what I'm saying and actually implement it on any level within your life, even if it's on a small level. If you just start doing this stuff just consistently and start recognizing the things that I'm saying, putting it into your tool bag, you know what I'm saying, of knowledge, then it's going to change your life. You'll be able to avoid certain situations and navigate, even if you can't avoid the situation, you'll be able to navigate through it in much better energy and without it being so hard on you, because you'll learn how to pick up and read energy on multiple levels. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, one of the biggest levels is visual. If you can get down how to pick up on things visually, then your life will then become easier to handle those scenarios that pop up in your life. You know what I'm saying? Good or bad. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. You'll be able to handle it better because you're more equipped to see what the situation actually is, as opposed to maybe what you feel it might be. You know what I'm saying? Because emotions cloud your sight. You know what I'm saying? Emotions cloud your judgment. But when you can take emotions out of it and see things clearly, then, you know, the world opens up to you. But so what am I saying again? To bring it all full circle, is your eyes are the windows to the soul, and your eyes can tell you a lot of truths that go on within the situations and with the people who are around you. So utilize it. You know what I'm saying? Pay more attention. Pay more attention to people when they talk to you, and be careful with who you lock eyes with, because you can be inviting somebody into your existence who doesn't carry the right energy. You know what I'm saying? And then now you're going to be drained just off of eye contact alone, just because you locked eyes with them and you allowed them into your space. It's almost like you're writing a silent contract that you don't even know. But if you're aware, you know what I'm saying? But if you're protected, you know, if you're divinely protected, then you don't have nothing to worry about, because you're protected either way. And you'll know what to look for. You'll be able to discern right away what's what with this person, you know what I'm saying, or that scenario, you know what I mean? So that's just some words of wisdom from the big homie. Eyes are the windows to the soul. I can't talk today. And utilize that in the best way that you can, you know what I'm saying? All right, y'all, I'ma holla.